Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Transparently D, and thank you all so much for your patience with me. I know that it has been 8 days since I posted. Maybe it's been 10. I don't know. It's been some days since I posted, and I kind of left you guys in limbo. So I wanted to catch up with you guys, man. You're like my friends, like my family and stuff. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I appreciate the ones who inboxed me or messaged me or saw me in the group and was like, hey, yo, what's going on with the video? Like, you play too much. Thank you for keeping me on track and stuff. It has been a long 10 days. But I'm here to update you on us extending our family with love through IVF with CNY Fertility. So I am just leaving work. I gotta catch y'all up. So much is going on. I ain't even lying. Okay, so let's go back. I'm gonna take y'all back to transfer day. Okay, so I flew out Tuesday. Monday, I had my son do an IV on me again, and I infused my intralipids. Tuesday, I flew out to New York. Got there Tuesday, and you guys know I was very uneasy about the PRP. I don't know why my spirit just wasn't like set on it. It wasn't like my spirit just wasn't like, yes, Donna, do it kind of thing, you know? So I was kind of uneasy about it. You know, I knew I wanted to do the HCG wash. I just didn't know if I wanted to do the PRP. Long story short, I get there and I stayed at Maplewood again. You guys know that when I go to Syracuse, I stay at Maplewoods. I don't stay anywhere else because they come pick me up and they take me to CNY. They pick me up from CNY and bring it back. So I got picked up at the airport, and he had to go pick somebody up from CNY. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's good, because I have an appointment. And he was like, well, what time's your appointment? I was like, at 12. At this time, it's like 12:05. And he was like, okay, well, then you could just stay there, and then I'll come back and get you, and then you can go to the hotel and check in. I was like, perfect, because I was thinking I would have to go there, check in, drop off my bag, wait for him to come back, pick me up, and take me over there. But he didn't do that. So that was great. I love Maplewoods. By the way, shout out to Maplewoods. If you're going through CNY, I'm telling you, and if your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever works and they can't come with you, don't even stress it. I'm telling you, book with Maplewoods. They give you a discount for being a CNY patient, and they're authorized to pick you up. Even if you've had sedation and stuff, they'll pick you up and make sure you get back to your room. I'm telling you, shout out to Maplewoods. Anyway, I get there, and I'm still uneasy about this PRP, man. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't research it. Because I didn't feel like it was something that I needed. Because the last time I got monitored, they told me that my uterus was 18.8. That was like 6 or 7 days before I was even going for my transfer. So they say that the PRP is supposed to make the lining thicker. But I guess it's supposed to help the embryos implant, and that's why he wanted me to have it, etc., etc. So I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna let them do the PRP. And I'm sitting and I'm waiting, and then the girls, I had 2 girls. It was one girl that already works there, and she was training another girl. And so I finally just calmed down and was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna let them do it. They drew 4 of the yellow vials. Sorry, y'all, I'm scratching because I have my estrogen patches. I switched to the estrogen patches. We'll talk about that too. They drew 4 yellow blood tubes for the PRP that they spin, separate the blood, and then take the plasma off of it. And I said, well, why y'all sticking me, since I'm going to be transferring tomorrow? Can you go ahead and draw my labs for tomorrow? She was like, oh yeah, we can do that, fine. So they did that. So I got a total of 5 tubes of blood drawn. So y'all know I ain't with the foolishness, okay? And I'm not saying that how it played out was right. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I'm always right. I'm not saying for you to do what I did. I am telling you what I did in my process, what works for me based on my education as a nurse, my experience as a nurse, and my experience with this IVF. If you choose to do what I did, by all means, I am rooting for you. If you choose not to, I am still rooting for you. One thing that I learned with this transfer is that you absolutely 100% have to advocate for yourself. And now I know I have said that before, but I am telling you to no end, you have to advocate for yourself. So I was asking the girl that was drawing my blood about the PRP or whatever. And she was like, oh no, it's going to thicken up your uterus and then it's going to be nice and plush. Da, da, da. I said, well, my uterus was 18.8 before. And she was like, oh. That's rare. We rarely hear that because most people have issues with their uterus and this and other. And she was like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The thicker the better. The thicker that lining is, it is the better off your chances will be. You don't have to get the PRP because you're already thick, but if you want to get it, by all means, we already drew the blood, get it. I said, well, my concern was that my transfer was that next morning. The PRP is supposed to be given 48 hours before transfer, and then HCG wash can be done 24 hours before. But remember, I was getting both at the same time. So I was going to get both of them less than 24 hours before my transfer. So me mentally as a nurse, I'm thinking the uterus is a very small space. It's a very little, it's a little small space, kind of sort of like that, right? So you're putting fluid in there, and then you want the embryo to attach through all of these fluids. In my mind, I was thinking if all these fluids are in there, it's just gonna flush the embryo out. My body needs to be able to absorb the HCG wash and the PRP in order for it to work. Will I have that much time in less than 24 hours? To me, I did not, you know? And so the girl was like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. What you're saying is true. You don't have a lot of time. So what I would suggest is that you do 1 ml of the HCG, 1 ml of the PRP for a total of 2 mLs max, and just do it that way. And so I thought about it. I was like, yeah, it's just 2 mLs. That's real small. Yeah, let's do that. I want 1 and 1. Cool. So now me and her got an understanding. So now her job is, I'm thinking to myself to go tell Dr. Kiltz this, and Dr. Kiltz gonna come do this wash. We're gonna be going on. We're gonna roll with it. Okay. That didn't happen at all. This other lady come in. She did not introduce herself to me. I still, right now to this day, have no idea what her name is. She came in. She said, oh, we got your PRP here. And she laid it down. It was like in this long straw-like thing. And she was like, we got a total of, I'm lying. The girl who spit the blood first came into the room, and she brought me a little vial that had my name, date of birth, and stuff on it, and it had a little bit of plasma in it. And she was like, off that blood, we got 2 mLs of plasma. And I'm thinking, okay, that's good. You know, we're only using 1, but you got 2. Hooray, we good. So then the other lady came in that didn't introduce herself, didn't say nothing to me. I mean, she was just like, okay, well, I got your HCG, because I gave them the HCG. They went and mixed the HCG and then came back. That's what happened. So when she brought the PRP in, she brought me the HCG back or whatever into the room and drawn up. Okay. So in the tube that I was telling you about, it had a long straw-like thing on it, and then it was like a syringe on the end of it. And she had the 1 ml of HCG in there, and she had to draw up the PRP. So I say to her, because she didn't even introduce herself to me, I said, okay, so what are we about to do? And she's like, I'm going to give you the PRP or HCG wash. You gonna give that to who? I'm gonna give it to you. I said, you administer the PRP and HCG wash? Yeah, I do it all the time. I said, so Dr. Kiltz don't do the PRP and HCG wash? No, I do it. And got an attitude. And so y'all know me. Y'all know me. I be trying. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm trying to change so much. You know I am. But y'all know my face will say something totally different than my mouth be saying. So my mouth is like, oh, okay, but my face be like, girl, no, you not. So I'm yeasting her. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm looking at her like, you finna do that to who? And so I was like, so Dr. Kiltz, I asked her again. I said, so Dr. Kiltz don't do the PRP and HCG wash? And she was like, no, I do. And so I did like this. And then she was like, well, if he has time, he can come in and do it. I said, you know what I want you to do? Go get Dr. Kiltz. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm a nurse. I'm telling you, man, nurses and doctors are the worst patients ever. Okay, I am a nurse. I know that a intrauterine wash is a intravenous. I mean, it's a dang, what's the word? Not intravenous. It's a procedure where you're doing something inside the body. Anything can go wrong. Anything can go wrong with Dr. Kiltz doing it, a nurse doing it, a tech doing it. Anything can go wrong. Invasive. That's the word I was thinking of. It is a invasive procedure. It is out of the scope of practice for a nurse to do any invasive procedure without a clear training. Not to say she wasn't trained, but without having a physician there. No, girl, you finna do that to who? No. You got me messed up. You need to go get Dr. Kiltz. That's what I told her. First of all, I ain't like the fact that she didn't introduce herself to me. So for all I know, she could have been a nurse practitioner. If she was a nurse practitioner, fine. Go ahead, let's do this. But because she did not introduce herself, she did not tell me her credentials, I had no clue of what her experience was or nothing. She just walk in, think you're going to be going down there playing with Coco down there. Coco is sensitive. You can't play with Coco. She don't like everybody. No. I said, go get Dr. Kiltz. Well, you may have to wait. Where am I going? I'll be right here. As I sipped my blueberry tea. They have tea in the waiting room. I'm telling you, if you go with CNY, drink the tea. They have really raspberry, blueberry. It's hot tea. It is very good. I was already on some drinking hot stuff the whole while I transferred anyway, so drank the tea. Anyway, long story short, Dr. Kiltz came back in. He came in. First thing he did was grab my hand because he already know how I am. I don't even know why he did that. You know, he already knows how I am. He grabbed my hand and you know, he kind of brought it to his chest. He was like, I got you. You good. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Let me tell you what else happened. This is when I really just was like, no, girl, you're not doing anything to me. Let me tell you. Listen, so she pulling up, she said, okay, well, I'm just gonna you got 2 mLs of PRP, so I'm gonna just pull up all the PRP and we'll mix it with the HCG and then I'm ready. I said, well, the other nurse, I transfer tomorrow and we discussed it, and I'm gonna do 1 ml of the PRP and 1 ml of the HCG. Well, that's not how I normally do it. I just push it in there until it starts flushing back out. I'm sorry, you do. You do what? Yeah, I just fill the syringe up with everything that I have, and I just push it in there till it flood the whole thing and start flowing back out. I'll know it's full when it starts flowing back out at me. Girl. Not with me, you ain't doing that. And I said it to her just like that. I said, I transfer tomorrow. I will not have enough time to absorb that. You are not doing that. We're going to do 1 and 1. I already talked to the other nurse. That's what we're going to do. I do this all the time, and I know what I'm doing. No, girl, go get Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz came in. He's like, I got you, Donna. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're going to do 1 ml of PRP, 1 ml of HCG, and you're going to be just fine. I got you. His spirit is amazing. Like, I don't see how people could ever be mean to him. His spirit is amazing, okay? literally, not even joking with you, it took all of probably 30 seconds. But that 30 seconds of him coming in to comfort me meant the world. So they lifted up the, like, I guess it's like a little part that lifts your hips up afterwards. I sat there for about 30 minutes and then I left. I went out or whatever and went on back to the hotel. So afterwards my stomach was kind of cramping a little bit. So I began to get worried, because I didn't want my uterus cramping, because it got something in there, and then I'm going to transfer in the 2 embryos, and then it's going to cramp and the embryos aren't going to be able to attach to it. See, people don't think about all of this, but I do, because the body is what I do. So I just tried to make myself go to sleep so I could calm down and stuff. So like 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. This is TMI. Stop the video here if you don't want to hear TMI. You stopped it. Fast forward past this part. Got it? Good. Okay. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. My underwear was purely wet. Like I had peed on myself or something. It was so wet that if I squeezed it would have rang out. So that's only from 2 ml. So I believe what happened was that my body did not recognize that as self. I didn't have enough time to absorb it, so my body expelled it. But after it did that, I didn't cramp anymore. So I was all ready. So next day I woke up and Maplewood took me to CNY for my transfer. And I did not get the acupuncture. I did not get the massage. All I had was a cup of hot tea, and I think they had the blueberry tea there. I got a cup of tea. They sent me upstairs, and upstairs is like a waiting area, and then they got this one area off to the right that's like in the back, and it has like, it's a calm, soft music playing. Got a couch there, a carpet. It's almost set up like a living room, but really calm music. And so I started listening to Prophetess Colette Williams, the one I was telling y'all about in one of my other videos, on her Fruit of the Womb prayer. And I was listening to the one where she is Fruit of the Womb head to toe. And I was just listening to that whole prayer. I was visualizing that she was praying over me. I was praying myself. I was reading the Bible on my phone. I was on my knees, knelt down on my knees on the carpet, and had my face on the couch, just crying out to God, because I really, really wanted this to work. And then they called me. Oh, I took the Valium. I did take the Valium. That didn't do nothing for me, okay? Anyway, I did take the Valium. So she came and she gave me a Valium, and I continued to pray and worship and stuff. And then they brought me back to the room where I would be doing the transfer at. And so we're just in the room, and we're just, in worship and praying and stuff. And then she came in and verified my name and this, that, and other. And I just sat there and I waited on them. They put a blanket over me. I removed everything from the waist down. I wore a dress, and I put on, I took everything else off. And the embryologist came in, and she was like, okay, I'm just verifying that we're doing 2 embryos, 2 PGS tested normal embryos. And I was like, yeah, we're doing 2 embryos. And she verified my name and date of birth and things of that nature. And she had a picture, and I said, oh, they look so much smaller than they did on the first pictures. And she was like, oh yeah, this is the picture that we take when they first start thawing. She said, but there's another picture that I could take right before we before we pull them up in the pipette to bring them in to transfer in. If you want me to take another picture, I can, and I'll upload it to your portal. Her name was Lillian. I was like, yes, can you please do that for me? By this time, I'm dead nervous. Valium ain't helping me at all. I'm nervous as heck. And she was like, of course, yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. I was like, I really need these babies to stick. Like, I'm telling you, like, I am like so nervous. And she was like, oh, very loosely. very loosely she said this. She was like, oh, don't worry about it, they gonna stick. I already had a power talk with them while I was throwing them. I already talked to them, so they already know that they need to stick, so just don't even worry about it. That statement came so natural to her. I don't think that she knew how much that statement meant to me. That one statement meant the world to me. And I think because it made me feel like somebody else is fighting with me with this. You know, she's like, oh, I already had a chat with them while I was throwing them. We already had a power chat. They already know they got to stick. Don't even worry about it. Something so simple. I will never forget that. And so much so that I'm going to get a sign made with the exact words that she said. So while I was there, okay, so they Dr. Kiltz came in again. He hugging me and holding my hand and everything. He gets in. I got my uterus on the thing. She comes in. She's like, I got your picture. She got the babies in the pipette or whatever it's called. He puts them in. Literally, it takes less than a minute. And he comes back. He hugs me again. He was like, okay, you're pregnant. He'll never know how much that meant to me. And so I took a picture of my uterus with the thing in as he's dumping the thing. I gotta figure out how to put these pictures up, y'all. I'm so sorry. I gotta figure that out, you know. But he put the embryos in and gave me a hug and told me it was all right and everything, and that's it. So I laid there for maybe like 15-20 minutes. I was really ready to go. I was like, I need to go lay down somewhere because my nerves was bad or whatever. And I went back. Wait, no. Okay, yes. I went back out, and then they brought me the other two. Okay, so remember, 2 of my boys got Down syndrome. So I had asked them, I said, with the babies that are Down syndrome, can I have them? And so Steven had to sign, I signed, and then they signed with us because both of us had to sign. And they gave them to me, and I have pictures of them. I gotta be able to figure out how to insert the pictures. If I figure out how to insert the pictures, I'll put the picture up. And so I have them, and you can see them in the little pipette. Oh my God, they're so teeny tiny. So then I know you're asking, what in the world are you gonna do with 2 embryos that are Down syndrome that clearly you can't use now? We weren't gonna use them anyway. We weren't gonna transfer in any PGS abnormal embryos, but we're gonna get 2 flowers. I'm trying to decide if I want peace lilies or some other kind of flower, and I'm going to stick them in each one of the flowers, and put the flower in the nursery, because they are still my babies. Like, to me, they're not just embryos. To me, they are my children, and the very thought of them being frozen and just sitting there, it breaks my heart. Even with the boys that the other embryos that we have there, I have to, that's why it's so important for me to do 2 at a time, because I have to bring all of them home. Like, there's no way that I could just leave them there. I can't just leave them there frozen. I just can't. And even Steven was like, I signed it because you wanted it, but to me it was kind of weird. I didn't understand it. I said, of course you didn't understand it, because most men don't get that attachment until the kids are here. To me, they are my babies when they took the eggs. And I just couldn't leave them there. And I just thank God that CNY do have the policy that if I do want to take them, they give them to me. And they're like a little stick thing like that or whatever. But you can see them, and I'm just glad that they're at home with their family. And they're not sitting in a freezer, frozen in time. So, anyway, what did I do that night? Nothing. I ate and slept. And that was it. Flew out the next day and came home. So that was, I came home on Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes, I came home Thursday. I'm very impatient, y'all. And if you've made it this far in this video, I really do appreciate you riding with me. I'm telling you, because I know this is long, but I feel like I got so much to catch up on you, catch up with you guys on. Friday, I called my grown self. I'm gonna take a pregnancy test. Now, mind you, I'm 2 days post-transfer at this time. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I get a little line. So now the whole while I'm thinking that the HCG wash don't show up on pregnancy tests. Well, come to find out, the HCG wash do show up, but it only show up the day after and maybe that next day. But because I didn't know that, of course I panicked. I have taken a pregnancy test every single day since then. Every day. And I wish I had recorded it, but I have not. Effective as of 3 days post 5-day transfer, I am pregnant. I am pregnant. I have not said that in so long. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. My lines are, so I had a beta done on yesterday. I was supposed to go on Friday. I'm sorry. I was supposed to go Friday, but I have to work on Friday, so I'm not able to go on Friday. So they let me go yesterday, and then I'm gonna go back on Saturday, and get another one drawn. But on yesterday, I got my beta, and it was 127. I am pregnant. I still take pregnancy tests every day. I have a picture of all of them, like, so that you can see the progression in them or whatever. So if I learn how to insert these pictures, y'all got to bear with me. I am going to insert the pictures so that you can see the pregnancy test, because I did not record me taking it, because honest to God, I didn't think I was gonna be pregnant. I thought, okay, so let me not say that. I knew it was gonna work, because my faith was in God through all of this. And like I told y'all from the beginning, there is a point where science has to stop and God has to kick in. My faith was 100% in God throughout this whole process. But let me tell you, when I started listening to those fruit of the womb prayers with Prophetess Colette Williams, when I tell you, when I started listening to it, I listened to those things all day long, on my way to work, while I was at work, on my way home, before I went to bed. I mean, because she has so many of them, and she is really like on fire for God, like, and she is really sincere with her prayers for you and praying over your womb and stuff, you know. And so I mean, I listened, my faith took a leap. I mean, that sucker went up higher than I thought it would ever go. I'm not even kidding with you. And so I knew it would work, but I don't know why I didn't record it. I don't know why I didn't record it. I wish I had now. And I didn't even tell Stephen at first, because I didn't know how he would respond. But I did tell him, and he did. It was a very emotional time for us. And we're having a baby. I don't know how many babies we're having. I don't know if both of them took. I don't know if one of them took and split. I don't know if just only one of them took. I have no idea. We were supposed to go and get an ultrasound on the 6th, but I have to work, so I'm not able to do that one. So I am going to go on the 20th. On the 20th, I will be almost 7 weeks gestation. So at that time, we should be able to see everything and hear a heartbeat and things of that nature by 7 weeks. So that's where we are. And you all are all caught up on what happened with my transfer. So I have a baby. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. I am nervous about it. I'm very happy about it though. I'm very happy that I wish I had chosen the gender now. But sorry about that, guys. I had to free up some space. But I wish I had chosen the gender now, because then at least I would know what we're having, and then I could start, shopping and getting all excited and things of that nature. I did decide to allow him to name them. So whatever he names them, that's what their names will be. But I didn't. I let the embryologist choose, what genders we have. So then I'll be surprised right along with him. So, symptoms. Am I having any symptoms? Not at all. Nothing. If I hadn't been taking pregnancy tests every day, I probably wouldn't even thought that I was pregnant. But I have no symptoms. I have no nausea, no vomiting, no abdominal pain. I am tired. I am a lot more tired than what I normally am, and I do have to push through that tiredness during my day, just because I do be exhausted. Not sleepy, but I just be tired. So I do push through that. But other than the being tired, I don't have any other symptoms whatsoever. None. And I take pregnancy tests every day, and they keep getting darker and darker and darker. So I don't know. I did pray, and I was like, Lord, I don't want to have no complications with my pregnancy, no complications with delivery, no complications with postpartum. I just want a healthy pregnancy, full term, in the name of Jesus. I decree and declare that over me and these babies in the name of Jesus, that we will have zero complications with this pregnancy. So I don't have no symptoms. I don't have anything to tell y'all. Now we're just gonna see what the Lord is saying and go on with this pregnancy and fix up the nursery and all kind of crap we gotta do, stuff that I wasn't able to do with my first husband, because the money wasn't there. It's just so hard. Oh, another thing I did, a sacrifice I'm making. So there is a specific hospital in the Atlanta area that I 100% want to deliver at. I want to deliver with them. Aside from that, their benefits are bomb. But I love my job. I don't leave my job. But my job benefits, this other hospital is out of network. So we'll have to end up paying out more money for me to deliver at this particular hospital. So I really, really, really want to deliver at this hospital really, really bad. So I got me a job there. That's the beauty of being a nurse. I just went and applied and got hired on and got me a job there. So anyway, y'all know how we do it here. Everybody's caught up. Thank you, fam, for your support, your encouragement, and loving on us. We having a baby, y'all. Stay tuned for this 40-week ride that we're finna be on. And you know how we do it here. Always keep your faith on fleek, and always remember, strive to be on top, because the bottom is already too crowded. Peace.